Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're looking at your relationship. We're going to look at your person. We're going to look at you, get some advice from Spirit, kind of just get a nice overview. So I've got 3 readings for you and 3 cards from those readings. Group 1, your card is Clover. Group 2, your card is Tree. And group 3, your card is Clouds. Clouds. All right. So give these cards, a gut feel. Think about which one appeals to you. Don't think about it. Feel what one appeals to you, whether it's the picture or the words, whatever it may be. Then all you have to do is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it will take you straight there. All right, we'll see you in there. Hey, group 1. All right, let's take a look at your relationship. So let me just give these cards a quick shuffle. I'm using Lenormand cards today, not tarot cards. Just mixing it up a little bit. We're going to look at your person's energy and we're going to look at yours. We'll get some advice at the end. Keep in mind that sometimes the energies will be reversed, and that's okay. All right, first card is the Tower, the Dog, and the Clover. A little bit. And these 3 cards represent your person's energy. So I'm going to move them up here. Sorry about that. Make sure you can see them all. And then we have lilies, garden, and the mountain. And that represents your energy. And I'll pull 1 card as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the Cross. Okay, give me just a minute. Let me take these cards in. I'm going to see if Spirit has any initial messages for you. And then we'll talk through these cards and see what's going on here with you and your person. Okay, give me just a sec, y'all. The first thing they're saying is that your person is good for you. Whether they end up being a long-term partner for you or not, they're not giving me that. So for some of you, the answer will be yes. Some of you, it will be no, because they're telling me it depends. And obviously this is a general reading, so there's lots of different people here. But what they're telling me is that what's most important for you to know right now is that your person is good for you. There's something you're getting from them or learning from them, or even the energy they're giving off, little things they say, little things they do are helping you in ways that you may or may not even realize. And you actually do the same for them. So it does go both ways. Okay, so that's the initial message they wanted to give. But let's talk about what's going on here with the cards. So with your person, we start with the Tower card. They're telling me your person is a little bit of a loner. They spend time alone. They do things alone. They may even work alone quite a bit. So hopefully that resonates with you. If it does, this is your reading. They do have a bit of a loner mindset in that they don't always need a lot of people around them. And you may be one of the few people they do either let into their life or really interact with on a daily basis or on a regular basis. They're very devoted to you, and they're moving right ahead, right into the next card with the dog card. They're very devoted to you. They're very loyal to you. They have a lot of feelings for you. It's a genuine feeling um, of love, whether or not this person has said they love you or not, or even acknowledges to themselves. Obviously, for some of you, it will be you will be in that place, and others of you won't. But there is this genuine feeling in them that feels like love to me. And what Spirit's giving me is that they're very loyal to you. You mean a lot to them. They recognize what you bring to their life, um, and how good you are for them and how good you have been to them. They really do want you around for the long term. They don't want you to go anywhere. Even though, yes, they're a bit of a loner, um, that they do a lot of things by themselves. And that may feel like, well, is there even room for me in their life? But Spirit's telling me there is. There is, they will make room. Because while they do spend probably a lot of their time, if not most of their time, alone, other than possibly with you, um, I would still say they still spend most of their time alone. But anyway, aside from you, they definitely spend most of their time alone. But even though that's what they do, because they don't need or even want a lot of people in their life, you make their day better. You do. Whatever the day is, talking to you, seeing your face, spending time with you, enjoying your company makes them feel good. It makes their day better, no matter what else is going on. So then we move into the Clover card. And they're telling me that there is opportunity here with this relationship, positive opportunity. Let me just get a little bit more information, see what they mean by that. They're they're showing me, they're giving me a heart, the shape of a heart, and they're telling me, and it's a big heart. They're telling me that there is opportunity here for this love to grow into something very big and something very important. It could be something very long term. Some of that comes down to you and what do you want, because they are very loyal to you and very dedicated to you. Um, there is the potential for growth here. There is opportunity for happiness. There's a lot of joy here coming from them. This is what they want. They want to be with you all the time. Um, maybe possibly for the rest of their life. Like they're really, they see you as the one. They see you as the one on some level. And if this is a brand spanking new relationship, they may not see it quite that way. So you have to take it as it resonates, but kind of, in their gut, in their heart somewhere, it feels really right. It feels really right. But there is a sense here that part of them is, there's a little bit of a concern on their part that it won't last. And it's not because of how they feel about you, but there's an energy you're giving off that has them think, well, there's the opportunity for us to um, become a thing or to grow into something very long term and important, but they're not sure that that's what you want. They're not entirely sure that you are ready for that or that you're wanting that. So it's something for you to think about. So let's talk a little bit about the cards that represent you. So your first card is lilies. And what I'm getting from the lilies card is an energy of, it's a very pure emotion that you're bringing into this relationship. You're not playing games. You're not leading them on or teasing them in any way. And of course, if this is you, you already know that. But the way Spirit is putting it is that it's a very pure energy. There is a very sexual energy to this as well. So you have some chemistry there. between the two of you. There is some strong chemistry. Let's see what else. Again, what I'm mostly getting from you, what you're bringing into, from your past into this relationship, is a sense of um, genuine feelings, a sense of kind of a pure spirit, an innocent spirit. Not that you're innocent, but that you just aren't. Again, you aren't playing games. You aren't messing around. You're very honest with them. Um, you're not always honest with yourself, is what Spirit's giving me. So you might have to do some deep diving and try to understand your own feelings a little bit when it comes to this person and the relationship in general. But they are acknowledging the genuineness, the pureness of your feelings for them, and um, like again, they're bringing back the sexual chemistry. So good for you. All right. So then we have the garden. You you're really enjoying their company. You do, just like they enjoy your company, you enjoy their company. There is this natural rapport that goes on between you most of the time, where you can talk about anything. You can talk for hours, probably sometimes, and enjoy a lot of the same things. Can talk about nothing or something or everything. There's this connection that feels almost childlike, in that, when young kids, they can make instant friends with someone, and like they meet someone on the playground and they're instant friends. This is my new best friend, right? There is that kind of feeling with you, is that there was this, or is this chemistry or this connection between you that feels almost childlike in that way. Like you don't know where it came from, but it's there. And you have this natural rapport. You enjoy talking to them, and vice versa. You enjoy each other's company. But I'm also getting that you enjoy your alone time as well. So, this solitary energy that your person has, I do feel it going both ways, which may work in your favor. You both need your space sometimes. You come together, everything feels grand. And then you both need your space. So then we have the mountain. See what they want to say about this. Okay, they're giving me that for you, again, this can be a long-term situation, but it will take work on your part. Not that it won't take work on their part, but on your part, there are some things you need to overcome, some things you need to consider, um, some inner work that you may need to do when it comes to relationships in general, and possibly something about this person, um, that you need to work through in your own mind. So it will take some work, and it may feel right now like it's a little bit daunting, it's a little bit challenging. Maybe there's circumstances within your relationship that make it feel impossible. But Spirit's giving me, it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. It's very doable if you approach it with the mindset of, let's see where this goes. And they're giving me again this image of hiking up a mountain. Maybe you don't have all the trail markers, maybe you don't have a map, but you're going. You're heading up toward the top. You don't know exactly the way. You don't know exactly what you're going to find along the way, and it can feel a little bit daunting, especially if you have moments where it's very steep and very maybe rocky. But if you keep going, what you'll find at the top can be absolutely magnificent. But you do have to be willing to do the work within yourself, to go through what, if you have any, inner blockages to relationships, um, as well as if there are, again, circumstances between you that, that may on the surface seem impossible. You may have to have a little bit of blind faith and trust, and just keep walking up that mountain, if this is what you want, if it's what you want. So then we come to the advice card, and we have the cross, and the cross is absolutely saying that you need to have some faith. You need to have some trust with this situation if you want it to work out, you know. But you wouldn't be here, I think, if you didn't have some desire to keep it going, or if a lot of desire maybe to keep it going. But seeing that you've got this obstacle, this mountain that is kind of looming ahead of you that you're aware of, and I'm getting that the mountain is you. It isn't outer circumstances. It's really you putting up roadblocks, or inner fears kind of preventing you from getting too close. But Spirit's saying if you keep going, if you keep climbing that mountain, you'll get where you need to go, and it will be worth the effort. But the best way to get there is to trust the journey. Have a little bit of faith in the journey and not try to talk yourself out of it. You can be at the bottom of the mountain, have this beautiful hike ahead of you, this stunning view at the top. You're at the bottom of the mountain and you decide it's too hard, I'm not going to bother. You never get to enjoy that view. So Spirit's just encouraging you to have some faith, move forward, see where it takes you, learn what you need to learn, get what you need to get out of the conversations you have, the impressions you get from each other. You are learning from each other and growing from each other and getting a lot of really valuable progress, like inner progress, just by being with each other. So have some faith in that. And, of course, you have free will. You don't have to move forward with this relationship, but Spirit is telling you it is worth the climb. It's worth the climb. So have some faith and see where it takes you. All right, group one, that's what I have for you. I hope that helps. And thank you so much for being here and watching. And thanks for your likes and your comments and for subscribing. They all really help my channel. And so I appreciate that because it gets these videos out to more people. But it also helps me know that the reading is resonating with you. So thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Group two. All right, we are going to take a look at your relationship. We're going to look at your person. We're going to look at you. We'll get a little bit of advice. The deck I'm using this time is a Lenormand deck. It's not tarot this time, just mixing it up a little bit. So I'm going to pull some cards on your person first, and then as we get into it, you may find that the energies are switched, that they're opposite. It's not a big deal. It happens sometimes with relationship readings when we're looking at two different people. All right, the first card is the Whip. Then we have the Tree. And the Cross. Okay, and those cards are for your person. They represent your person's energy. Now let's take a look at you. All right, we have the Mountain. We have Mice. Want me to shuffle a little bit before I pull this last one here? And then we have the Moon. And I'll pull one more as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the Child. Okay. All right. Give me just 1 minute. Let me take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, so hold on one sec. They're telling me that your relationship is fine. That's not always the best way to start, fine. The relationship is fine, but you're going through a bit of a tricky time right now, a little bit of a difficult time right now. So you would know that. I'm not predicting something difficult coming. Um, it's what's happening right now. So hopefully that resonates with you to begin with, anyway. If not, check out the other readings. But let's see what else they want to say. They're saying it's not hard, but it's not easy. They're saying it's complicated. Your relationship is complicated, and it has lots of ups and downs. 1 minute it can be great. Next minute it can feel very difficult. It can feel very hard. And they're just giving me, there's a lot of ups and downs, and it can wear on you, right? It can, on both of you. It can be exhausting to not have a more consistent energy between you. They're saying, but it is fine. So it isn't terrible. It's just a lot of ups and downs. Okay. All right. So let's look at your person. The first card they give me is the Whip, and let me see what they want to say about this. Your person is a little bit they can be a little bit argumentative. They have this kind of inner need to be right, which you do temper in them, meaning they have this argumentative side. They have this again, need to be right. You have a way about you that kind of softens that. It softens it. And even though you may not realize it, a lot of the things you say to them, in the moment, when you give them advice or you give them some, it's like just guidance, not when you're, fighting or anything like that, but when they're upset about something and you encourage them to look at something a different way. They may not acknowledge it in the moment, but they do think about it later, and it does help them. And your person has actually come a long way since they met you, and will continue to make progress, because they do listen to you, even if it feels like they don't. Because they do have a bit of a temper. They're a little bit of a what are you giving me? Like a short wire is what they're giving me. Meaning, they might be perfectly calm 1 minute and then something upsets them. And I don't get that they get really like that with you so much, but more other things in their life. Maybe occasionally it does happen with you, but what I'm really getting is it's more external to your relationship, but you do witness it. And it does, in a way, if it does affect the two of you, because you never know when he's going to have an outburst, road rage kind of thing, or getting upset at other people or whatever. Oh, they're giving me that you do. Okay, yeah, that you do have some great sexual chemistry. There's a lot of passion here. Whether I don't know where you might be in your relationship, whether that passion is realized and has materialized, or if it's just um, kind of in the air between you. But there is this sexual attraction, there is this chemistry, there is this passion. And Spirit saying that's good, right? That's good. For one thing, it helps release some of their kind of pent up, not anger or aggression really, but it's really pent up energy. But their passion for you, that is a bit of a release for them. But it's also a good thing, because if you didn't have any sexual chemistry, that might be a warning sign, that maybe it's more of a friendship kind of thing. But really, there is chemistry there for you. They definitely feel it anyway. They're telling me you both do, actually. So take that as it resonates. So the next card is the Tree. And your person is, they're giving me very rooted. They're a bit of a family person, so their family is important to them. But more than that, what they're talking about with the Tree is this sense of being um, grounded and rooted, meaning they can be a little bit stubborn and a little bit immovable. Um, they really want their own way. They want things a certain way. Um, they do relax out of that, more so with you than with anyone else, and more so since they've met you than at any other time. But you do see that in them, that they kind of dig their heels in with certain things. You know, once they decide something, it's hard to shake them off of it. But there's a lot of opportunity here for them to grow and to change in positive ways. You know, as a tree, you know, yes, the roots, you know, keep them stabilized and keep them firm and in one place, and that's kind of who they are. But as the branches grow and spread and the leaves, you know, become bigger and greener and spread out, they're growing. You know, it's a sense of growth for them, um, and changing in that way. They're always going to be a little bit stubborn, a little bit immovable, um, but they are growing and changing, and I'm feeling that they've started to do more and more of that since they've met you. And there is the opportunity for that to continue. There's also the opportunity here for the two of you, depending on your situation. So take this as it resonates. At least there is a desire from their point of view to start a family or to have a family with you. For some of you, they may already have a family, they may have kids with someone else. But take that as it resonates. It won't be for everyone, obviously. All right. So then we have the cross card. Let me just hear what they want to say about that. They're telling me your person has gone through some challenges in their life, some hardships, some devastating situations have happened to them in the past. But there's some healing that's going on here. This is really kind of in the future position. So they're talking about some healing that happens through the growth, right? Through your connection. Um, they're able to become a little bit more flexible, become a little bit more relaxed. But also there's some healing that's going on, or that will occur as your relationship progresses. Um, I feel that there's already been some healing, but they're giving me there's so much more that is available to them and that they will embrace as time goes by. So there may be something that they've gone through, maybe even relatively recently, that they're still, you know, dealing with quite a bit. It could even be from the far past and they just haven't been able to work through it yet. But there's something about your relationship with them, and something even about you that is bringing them to a place of healing. And as time goes by, the feeling between you improves, gets better and better. I know there's ups and downs, but part of that is because they have some growing up to do with their temper, and some healing that needs to happen. Um, and I'm getting, as that happens, there is the potential for your relationship to even out, to even out. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's look at your cards. Your first card is the Mountain. And what I'm getting is that, you know, coming into this relationship, you've been through a fair amount of difficulties yourself. Different from theirs, I get, but challenging just the same. Challenging just the same. You're coming into this relationship with having overcome some hardships. You've done the healing for the most part. Um, you've come a long way already. You've tackled your mountain. You've accomplished some, you know, some inner work, some inner growth. Maybe you know, fought out some demons or just did a lot of healing. But you've come through the other side, where they're not quite. They're still in the middle of it. They're still in the middle of it. But the fact that you've done it, that you are a bit of a survivor in some way, that you've overcome some challenges and some adversity, you are now able to help them. And And that does feel good. It's not that you're in this relationship just to help them. There has to be a two-way street. Um, but there is something about your helping them helps you as well. So take that as it resonates for you. All right. Your next card is the mice card. And I'm getting that right now you've got some worries, some concerns with where things are going, how they're going, whether it can work. A lot of overthinking, a lot of worrying on your own time, maybe even with them, maybe you talk about it. Sometimes these worries eat away at what could be very, beautiful and growing. It eats away at it, just like these mice are eating away at the bag of whatever it is, flour or something. um, you have a lot of worries about this relationship, about the future of the two of you, where it's going, what can happen. What Spirit's telling me right now is the easiest way to calm this energy, because it is eating away at this beautiful growth between the two of you, is to just be present. Just be present. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just focus on today. What is good? What is beautiful between you today? Tomorrow will take care of itself when you get there. All right. So then we have the moon card. And the moon card talks of positive emotions. It talks of hope. It talks of growth. It talks of being the light in someone's darkness. And I'm getting that this goes both ways in the future, that you both really have, how do you want me to say that? You both have the ability, thank you. You both have the ability to kind of reach across the void and touch each other's hearts and light up the darkness within each other, so that you both do some healing. You've done a lot, but that doesn't mean the journey is over. Um, there is still, some lingering things there, and I'm getting that your person is able to help you with those, as you also help them with theirs. But I'm also getting this very positive emotion. Um, it's a good place. It's really a place of healing and a place of peace, really, for both of you. For both of you, that's the future there. I don't know the long-term future for the two of you, and neither do you. Obviously, you're worried about it, and they're probably not giving it to me. Number one, because there's a lot of people on this reading, and it's a general reading, but also because they're encouraging you. They want you to be present and not worry about the future, not think about it. So sometimes they don't give us all the answers up front, because they want us to learn to just be in today. So the advice card from Spirit, aside from all that, is the child card. And they're wanting you to recapture a little bit of innocence. And they talked earlier, that's interesting, they talked earlier about growth and, being rooted, possibly, family going on there, whether they have family or want family. That will depend on your situation. But they are wanting you to recapture your inner child when it comes to this relationship. See things with some more innocence. Don't let the past and the things that you have gone through in the past, maybe relationships that have not gone so well or situations that didn't work out, don't let those things disrupt the relationship you're in now. Don't let them, put a shade on it. When you see things like a child, a child looks at the world and they can do anything. Whatever they want, they can have it. Whatever they want to do, they can do it. They haven't learned yet that some things don't work out, right? And Spirit wants you to be a little bit more childlike in that way, in that trust, in that openness, to just be in the moment and enjoy what you have in front of you right now, and allow things to just progress and grow in the way they're meant to. And again, the best way to do that is just be present. Be joyful when you can be, use, the innocence that is still in you to have a little fun. Have a little fun, you know? Um, so yeah, it's a complicated relationship for sure. I understand you've got worries and they've got some issues they've got to work out. It's always up to you if you want to stay with somebody or you don't. But what Spirit is saying is that if you continue to work with each other and to grow with each other and to help each other, it can be really good for the both of you, actually. It can be. But take it a day at a time, stay in the present and see what it brings you in each moment as it shows up. All right, group 2, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. If the reading resonated, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Thank you for your comments. I read them all, and for subscribing. It really does help my channel, but it also helps other people find this reading. If they need messages too, and you know how YouTube works. And lastly, of course, it helps me know that the reading I'm doing is resonating with you. So it helps keep me going energetically. So thank you so much for that. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Group 3. All right, today we are going to take a look at your relationship. So we're going to look at your person's energy. We're going to look at yours, get an advice card as well. So let's take a look. I'm going to pull 3 cards for your person and 3 for you. And as I'm reading it, for some of you, you may find that the cards are swapped, and it's not a problem. It does happen with relationship readings where you, rather than being pile A, you're pile B. It's okay. All right. The first card is clouds, and we have gentleman. No. And then we have whip. Okay. This represents your person's energy. Now let's pull some cards for you. Your first card is the sun. Then we have lady. Interesting, we have gentleman and lady right on top of each other. And then we have child. And I'll pull one more as an advice card. Let's see, move these up a little bit. And the advice card is the dog. All right, let me make sure you can see all these. All right, give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we're going to go through these card by card. Okay, so give me just 1 second, y'all. The first thing they're telling me is that you are experiencing, what you may or may not be aware of this, but you're experiencing an opening up of your relationship. They're showing me that now this may be a new relationship, or just maybe one that hasn't expanded to its fullest extent yet. That's really what I'm getting, because it feels like there's a lot of room for growth here, and that you are going through a period of growth with your person, a period of opening up where you're both a little bit more vulnerable with each other. You're both a little more open about what you talk about, what you discuss, the things you ask each other, the things you tell each other. You're a little bit more aware of what each other needs at this time. Um, Everything feels a little bit less like a secret. A lot of times in a new relationship, secret maybe isn't the right word, but a lot of times in a new relationship, there's so many unknowns, right? And there's things you share, and there's things you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to share that with them. And of course, they're doing the same in most cases. But you're at a place where that has started to open up, and you're starting to share more. You're starting to understand each other more. You're starting to really evaluate each other more and make assessments, as you get to know someone better and better. Is this person for me, or are they not for me? So that's kind of what happens when things open up, but you're feeling more and more comfortable with them, which is a good sign. And they are with you as well, is what I'm hearing. So that's great. Okay, so let's jump into the cards. So these are for your person, the top row, and their first card is the clouds. Now, coming in, into what they're bringing into the moment right now, the past, what they either brought into the relationship or just where they were previous to now. There was some confusion. There were, like I just said, there were things they weren't telling you. Not that they were trying to be secretive or they were trying to lie. They just weren't quite as open as they are now. That's the truth, and as they will be as time goes by. There was a little bit of nervousness on their part, which you may or may not be aware of. A little bit of caution. How much do I tell them? How much do I share? Oh, if I say this to them, they're not going to like me. There's this caution with them. Kind of I want to wait it out and make sure that this person is a safe person in essence, or that they're that the relationship has got some longevity to it, that it's worth opening up and sharing all these things. But that is in the past. So they have started to open up, and they have started to become more vulnerable and to share more things with you. And that's where we come into the gentleman energy. Now, this isn't to say that your person is a man. They may be, but if they're not, it doesn't matter. It's not about being a man, but they are embodying right now a masculine um, energy, some yang energy. I think that's right, yang, yin. Oh, y'all, correct me later. Some active energy, manly kind of energy, and women and men both have it. But what I'm getting right now is that they're kind of asserting themselves, um, not in an aggressive way, but in a very forward way. It's like they've kind of decided at this point what they want, and they are expressing it. And this may very well be in a sexual way, because it's followed by the whip, and the whip can be a very sexual kind of energy. But I'm not getting that it's just that. It's they're kind of finally owning their own power and sort of announcing in some way, or expressing what they want with you, yes, in the relationship, yes, but you also may be seeing it in other areas of their life, where it's like they're tired of getting walked on. They're tired of people taking advantage of them. They're tired of being the nice guy or the nice girl, and they're standing up for themselves, not in an aggressive or angry way, but in a very empowered. I'm getting a very empowered way. But also with you, and I see this gentleman holding the cup. And to me, and it's interesting when you compare the gentleman and the lady, and again, this is not about gender, but you could see he's holding the cup up to her, and she's also reaching out toward him, and there's a bird landing on her. But they're both facing each other. And what that's telling me, and what Spirit's telling me, is that they're thinking about you a lot. You're on their mind very much on their mind. But also that the cup, with this cup that they're holding and reaching out to, holding out to you, they are expressing more and more, or wanting to express more and more, their true feelings for you, their love for you, their care for you, their affection toward you. If you're not experiencing that just yet, just give it a minute, because it's very much in the present energy. It's in a present place, meaning right now. So if they aren't, if you're thinking, well, they're not really being that expressive, give it a minute, because they want to. They want to. There is the desire to show you how much they care about you and how much they appreciate you and want you in their life. So it's coming if it's not there already. My guess is for most of you, it's already there. That you're recognizing that they're telling you things that they haven't told you before. They're showing, affection. They're showing love. They're kind of embracing their feelings for you in a way that they hadn't before, at least not to this level. All right, so then we have the whip. And the whip is sort of, where things are headed. So there is some dynamic energy coming from your person within your relationship. Again, this can be sexual energy, can be passion, can be, really, really having some great chemistry. But it can also be, this driving force, this going after what they want. So I'm going to say, sorry, that you are going to see this energy from them of expressing what they want, expressing how they feel, really putting themselves out there, putting themselves on the line, is going to get bigger and stronger, because they're getting more and more confirmation within themselves about how they feel, where before they were a little uncertain, they were unsure, they needed time to feel themselves out, time to feel you out. They're getting more and more sure, and right now they're pretty sure. They're wanting you to know how they feel, but it won't be long before they will be um, in full bloom, really, with the expression of what they want and how they feel about you. You're going to see a very what's the right word? What word do I? They're giving me the word emotion, but it's not a sad emotion. It's expressing the emotions that they have for you and not being shy about it, not even second guessing it. So that's kind of on the way. It's on the way. But you should be seeing some of that now, to be honest. Now, your energy, you start off with the Sun card. So coming into this relationship, or at least in the recent past, I would say, you're very optimistic, very optimistic. You, first of all, you are a ray of sunshine for your person, but also in general. You have a beautiful light about you, and a very optimistic attitude, a way of looking at things, even things that other people would view as negative. You see them as opportunities to learn, opportunities to grow. You're able to see beyond the surface of a situation or a person and find the light, that nugget of light that's inside. And that's because that nugget of light is in you and it shines. So you are this ray of sunshine, but you really are coming into the present energy. You're bringing into it this beautiful, happy, joyful, positive energy, where you're open and open to more, open to possibilities. Granted, both of you in the beginning, um, as with any, earlier ish relationship, it will vary for all of you being in different places, but there's always a little bit of, this, how much do I share? um, it grows in you much more quickly. I feel you started to share more and to express more than your person. Maybe you were the first one to say, I love you. Maybe you were the first one to express certain things, which gave them the confidence to to do the same in return. And if they haven't yet, they will. They will. All right. So then we come to the lady energy. Let me just hear what Spirit wants to say. I know we talked about it a little bit about you two facing each other and kind of growing toward each other. They're telling me you're aware of the drawbacks, and they're pointing out on this card, if you can see it. It's a little bit of a take on Cinderella, I think. You know, she's kind of shabby. Things aren't great in her surroundings, but of course she stays optimistic and she's looking up and she's believing in better days and better things. They're telling me that things with your relationship might not be perfect. There might be something about the situation that is challenging. There might be some things about your person that you think, oh, I don't know, can we make this work? Is it right? Your feelings are real. Your feelings are strong. But you have a few how do I put that? Oh, they're telling me that you're surrounded by, sorry, say that again. Oh, they're saying you're surrounded by some confused feelings, a few confused feelings. So yes, you're optimistic and yes, you're positive and you're seeing the light in the situation and a positive in the situation, but you also recognize things aren't perfect. Things aren't everything you would have wished for in some way. But you're still looking at the positive side and you're still growing toward each other. The both of you are becoming closer and becoming more and more connected in some way. All right. So then we have the child card. And this is where things are headed for you going forward in the future. And they're telling me that you're going to start to see things a little bit differently. Things won't look so complicated or confusing. They're telling me everything will start to feel like a world of possibilities, just like a child. You know, a child looks around and they see are possibilities and opportunities, and things don't fail, right? When you're a kid, you don't believe in failure. You don't know about failure. You don't know that things don't work out. And they're telling me that as you move forward in this relationship, and I don't know how far, I'm not getting any timing, but it feels like relative near future. They're telling me you're going to start to open your eyes to the possibilities again. It's like you return to this energy of belief and hope and again possibilities, and you start to see things with the eyes of a child or the eyes of innocence, meaning you start to believe it can work despite what what circumstances or issues or whatever may be kind of around your relationship. Let me see if they have anything else they want to say about that. Okay, no, that's all they want to say. All right, so the advice card for you is the dog. They're telling me the first thing they're saying is try to love without agenda and without expectations, much like a dog does, right? Dog doesn't know how their day is going to go. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't exactly care as long as they get fed, right? Um, they're very loyal. They're very loving. And they love without condition in most cases. You know what I mean? They love without condition, without an agenda, without expectations. You may or may not know where this relationship is going. Well, of course, you don't exactly know, but you may not even know where you want this relationship to go because I am seeing some complication here around you. But the advice is saying, allow yourself to be here now. It's very much a be present energy. And really, all three groups got some kind of message of that, but it's a good message for everyone. But more importantly, they're saying allow yourself to love without agenda, without expectation, without knowing whether it's going to work or not. Because the future outcome doesn't matter right now. What matters right now is that you have someone in your life who cherishes you, who absolutely adores you, who loves you beyond compare. And if they don't now express that, they will. So, what the future holds is to be determined. And spirit may know, but they're not telling. Not because it's bad news or good news, but because sometimes we're meant to experience things in real time. But what they are encouraging you to do is to just enjoy it, be present, enjoy it, allow yourself to believe that it can work somehow, some way, and to love without agenda or expectation. And just be there for your person and enjoy yourself. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a little insight into your person and your relationship. So thank you so much for being here. If it resonated, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope you'll leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. I appreciate them all. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. That way you see more videos as they come available. And thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all.